Oh, I gotta put the YouTube up. Schedules. Publish.
Hey, tomorrow night we're watching it. If you're down.
Hey, that's what you think. You're gonna try streaming it, and then I'm gonna
Post. No, we're on Twitch. We don't get taken down for shit like that.
John, I am so sorry for that. Who would have guessed? Not me.
Okay.
We're on Twitch.tv. I like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I'll be on
Nice. Family Matters.
I freaking love Family
What
Matters.
episodes are you guys gonna be watching?
What?
What episodes are you guys watching?
Oh, just literally
Give
live
him just
TV.
the episode number. Just give him the episode number. And
Okay.
Feel them.
Let's go
Episode
back to OBS.
E108.
Then.
We're watching the one where Laura can't afford college, and then nothing ever happens. She just doesn't go.
Okay. We're back.
We're back. If
If you want to continue the video.
No.
Let's talk about Uncle Cracker. Wait, no, not Uncle Cracker. What was the show we were just talking about?
Family Matters.
Okay, not Family Matters, not Uncle Cracker. Yeah. Where are you watching it live? It's just on a streaming channel.
Samir's just gonna stream Xfinity.
Oh,
We're just gonna
crazy.
capture it.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's why it's always like Samir. Whenever I like looked on, like I didn't realize that's what you were doing. I was like, oh, Samir's streaming. It's got to be some gamer thing.
Yeah, no, we watched American Gladiators.
I was just sitting on my couch and I was like, should I go? I should have gone.
Should have gone in.
Should have gone in. I should have dipped my toes.
Has this just turned into a 3D cast now?
Yes.
No, here's what makes it different. Have you ever heard of the nutty boy who put ice cubes in his bed? No, in his father's bed.
No.
I can't say I have.
Do you know why he did it? Do you know why he did it, John?
No, I don't.
Because he wanted some cold pop.
What?
You know what? You were the definition of just weird.
Colin, have you ever met my friend Yuri?
I need to update the chat.
And you know when you try and take your slippers off and you knock everything over?
Yeah, me too.
Dang.
That's the chat.
Everybody ask 3 blast some questions. Let's get them going.
Okay. Well, let's look at the chat. The album is out. I'll send you a copy.
What?
You're on the album. I'll send you a fucking copy of it.
Okay, but you have to sign it.
I mean, that means I have to open it. I have to get out a pen.
Okay, all right, fine. I'm
kidding.
Sign
I'm
your
being
own
a shit.
No,
I'm
you
being a
do.
shit.
You do shrink wrap, right? So it's already sealed.
Yeah, well, I can open it. It's not a big deal. Unless but then it won't be sealed. It won't be like you don't have the.
Yeah, because I'm gonna sell it right away.
Yeah, because those prices are gonna go up. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of it to put on the stream. Like,
John, do you think you're more of a Kramer or a George?
Oh, definitely George.
I'm more of a
No. You know what?
You know why?
You know what? I'm a George in physique, and sometimes, most of the time in character. But I could be a Kramer every once in a while.
I can be a Kramer every once in a while.
I could be spontaneous. I could be like, whoa, watch it there, Jerry. Whoa.
Yeah.
Does he do that?
Does he say? I'm definitely a George. Does he do that?
Does he do that? Okay. You know what? I might as well put the music on the background.
Any Jerrys out there in the chat? Pad's a Jerry.
But Pad's a Jerry.
Pad's a Jerry.
I'll put the music in the background. I would, I
seen-
prefer if you guys would listen to it on Spotify or Bandcamp or wherever. It's also on I just added to the YouTube page, so you can listen to it there
Just
as
slap
well.
the camera. You just are like slap.
Yeah, well, I was me going like the Jerry thing. Like, Jerry!
Oh, he did do that a little.
A little bit.
Jerry, get that camera away from me, Jerry.
I swear to God, Jerry, I'm gonna do it. But I said I was gonna add a little picture of the thing.
Let's see. 3D Blast is a Kramer, I would say.
Oh yeah, there's one big reason because he likes to say that special word.
Oh, that's big. I make that small.
Everyone's favorite word, the Kramer word.
Limousine is an Elaine.
Isn't it weird that gamer word and Kramer word are the same thing?
Kramer.
I'm gonna tweet that.
Alright. I think I'm a Kramer. I want to say I'm a Jerry, but I'm a Kramer.
You too can now get
Who
the
else?
the what's it fucking called? The fucking cassette tape. The album.
Ooh, gay rats.
You shrank it to.
Yeah, I just put it in the corner.
Gay rat album out now.
Read this, John.
A letter from Pope John to his followers.
I'm listening. There you go. And, first two tracks you guys have already heard, but all the other stuff after that, except for Victim, is I've tried my best to sort of keep as much of this hidden and unreleased until the very end, only because like, to be completely honest, it's about a little more than half an hour. It's like 35 minutes. And Victim is like a 6-minute song, so I would have a surprise, a real fun thing to listen to.
Sorry, that was Garfield.
Where's my lasagna? Lasagna.
I would
I
say.
could go for some lasagna.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I got a frozen lasagna in my freezer. I'm waiting for me.
You know what?
For the power to go out.
I got what's the word? I had some frozen. Well, they weren't originally frozen. I froze some sausage like.
They weren't originally frozen.
Like
Nothing
last.
is.
Okay.
Maybe ice.
But I made some sausage burritos for lunch, and my God, ooh, that was good. So good. Like sweet Italian sausage, some onions, some peppers, a little bit of mustard. Ooh.
Onions, more like yum-yins, because I love them
onions
so
are sick.
much.
I love onions. Onions are like a great base for like just about anything.
It's true, they're good.
It's true, but you gotta make sure you cook them on low so that you don't, burn them and then cook over burnt onions.
Someone in the chat. It's probably too soon, but do you already have plans for a future album? No.
This is his last album.
No. I this took me a while to get to this point, and by the time I finished it, I was like, yeah, I'm done making music for a little while, and I'm definitely gonna take a break with this album. I might like make a track here or there, but I don't see myself working on like a new album proper until either later this year or early next year. Only because, to be plain honest, this was definitely a bit of a departure for me. It was kind of stressful, this whole process of getting this album made. A lot of firsts for me, so I was just trying to. I feel like I need a break because I'm mentally drained, and come up with another concept for another album after this might take me a little bit. All I'm saying.
How long is a break? How long is a hiatus?
Oh, again, like I said, I might start working on a new one, like come fall, winter, into spring of next year.
Whoa.
I'm taking the summer off for sure. I've got business casual stuff I need to work on. I had plans this year, but it's not like a lot of them are happening now because of the sort of situation we're in right now. So I don't know. We'll see.
Is this just on the Christ Bandcamp? It's not on the BizCaz one? BizCaz
No, it's
one?
just it's a Christ release. It's not a BizCaz release.
Oh.
I haven't put out a BizCaz album since 2014. That was the last one I put on Business Casual. Only because I feel like my music was getting to a point where it wasn't really fitting what I was going for with Business Casual, at least the overall sort of shtick.
It's shtick to you, right? All you people putting music out on BizCaz, it's shtick to him. It's just an act.
No. I mean, okay, the place where you find 3D Blast is the same place. Is the same place
Now
you
that
find
sounds like
fucking,
Shtick City to me, boys.
like fucking Social Justice, whatever. Do you really think they're really compatible at all?
No.
Yeah.
Social
Like-
Justice, whatever, is way better.
Please.
Suck his dick.
Personal favorite track on this album? I don't know. I think Victim has grown definitely to be my favorite track on the album, but I think Bluebird and Disconnected and AOL have also come in there as other favorites. And to be honest, like Victim was like I think the first one that I finished for the album. Like I had started a couple other tracks on here before, like American. How the hell am I fucking forgetting my own track titles? American Burnout. I didn't make the cassette fast. I ordered it back in the as soon as I finished the album and like everything was done with it, I set it off to get sent to the thing, and that was in like February, and I got them maybe like 2 weeks ago. So, how long does it take to finish a song? It really depends. So, some songs take maybe like a day. Like I'll sit down like in a day. It's just like a stream of consciousness almost. Because I'm again sort of new to the whole making your own music sort of thing. You know. I feel like as soon as like I leave that session, you know, it's either as done as it's gonna get, or it doesn't get to the point where it's like good enough to be, you know, a track. There's like Victim took like about a week, back and forth on it. I did like the first half, and then I felt like it was too short, and it ended sort of with like anticlimactically. So then I went in like a couple days later, and I had the second half, and I feel like that's what really had the oomph behind it.
Is that your notification thing?
That is my email notification. Yes.
That's your money meter. I hear it.
Yeah. Well,
He's making the big bucks.
Well, let's see how many have sold so far. 35 already. Jesus. Okay. Well, there's 66 left, guys. We're 1/3 of the way sold out. So if you haven't picked up your copy, I have them, and so they'll probably be shipping out next week. And actually, I just got an email from Dupe CA saying that I've got an order coming in from them. I'm hoping that's all of this month's tapes, so I can just start packing them up and getting them out at around the same time. I should probably retweet this on my other account.
They're cool, the duplication people.
I say I've never had problems with them, even though I have.
I was just gonna say I'm having problems with them right now, but they're cool. They're cool people.
They're cool people. Every time they have messed up, I've gotten my money back. I've gotten either money or tapes back. You know, and some extra whatever. But I do think they take a bit longer than maybe they should. Maybe they're taking too many orders in that they can't fulfill. Because waiting a month for tapes, I don't know if it's really feasible to really build out their infrastructure, only because how many people are actually buying tapes, how much machinery and stuff is even available now to get all this stuff done, because otherwise, it's a dying sort of media, or it's a dead media that's been sort of Frankenstein back to life. And I don't know how they get the equipment to get that stuff done. But
yeah, I know there were issues with what's it called? National Audio Company, right? Like now they're having issues, and like when stuff isn't working, they can't do anything, and they have to get it repaired for I'm sure it costs a lot to get that kind of equipment repaired.
Yeah, and I'm sure the technicians for that, are far and few between. It's a weird situation. Like, part of me is glad I switched to having someone else make my tapes, and not have to worry about tapes not sounding great, or have to. If I had to go back to dubbing my tapes all by hand, there wouldn't be runs any bigger than 40 or 50. 50 would be a big run of a tape.
Yeah, 40's well, how many decks do you have?
I used to. I got rid of them because I started going with duplications.ca, because I was making so many tapes that there's no way. And also my main machine, I had a 1 to 3 tape duplicator, and that thing broke down on the first BizBox, and about 1/3 of the tapes didn't have any audio on it when I sent them out.
Yeah, I have one of those things too, and before I was just planning to use it, and it was I really wish the quality of these things was better.
Oh yeah, that's the problem.
Theory,
it was so nice because I could just sit down, I just press go, have it go, do the thing. It takes 5 minutes for a half an hour tape. You pop them out. You put them in the box, and then you put the next ones in, and then you sticker them up while the other ones are going.
It's super quick, right? It's
yeah, because I used to, instead of having really pretty labels where it's all the text and stuff is on there, what I would do was I would create patterns on a sticker sheet. So it would just be this one pattern on the whole sheet, right? And I had a little stamper that said A. I would stamp the one side of it with A. I probably still have it over there. I know I've got my BizCaz logo stamper, which I used to use on specialty orders, but I rarely use it these days because I think the ink's running out, and well, I ship a lot more than I used to, so it's a lot of time. Oh, I didn't even check the chat. What's the chat saying? Are you thinking of releasing the sheet music for Alone Online? I mean, I don't know. I'll see if I can do that, but to be honest, I've tried exporting it from Fruity Loops, and it's kind of weird. And to be completely honest, I am not a composer at all. I mean, I guess I can call myself a composer next. Did this, but I'm not a real composer. I can kind of read music. I took piano lessons when I was 10. I know how to read. The little scale, C through A, C through B. I don't know. What's your favorite album that you produced? I'd probably still say Deep Dark Trench. This one would be a close second, but I think the entire process of that album was just very I don't know. It was a process. And I don't remember too much for the other two at this point. But I'd say Deep Dark Trish was my favorite one to produce. Are you planning on streaming the album on Cherubate? Never. I mean,
Never.
I already got taken down once today. I don't need more stuff to ruin my YouTube credit score. You know. Really, I wish the postage to the UK had less cost. I wish too. At the moment, it's. I think I'm technically breaking even on the shipping in the UK, and I think in a couple of other European countries, but everywhere else in the world,
it's like $13.50 for UK and Europe, around there.
Yeah,
which is like, you don't put. I know from like when you're selling them, you don't say, hey, it costs that much for shipping, because like that turns people off a lot, so you really have to kind of like tone it down. I get what I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
shipping to in other parts of the world, insane.
Like, I think it's like, if you think about it, and I literally got a call today from UPS who were trying to, a sweet lady on the phone, I was a fun conversation, whatever. But they were trying to sell me on UPS instead of USPS. And I told them, I hate USPS, but they're the cheapest ones I can get. And if I was any more expensive, which I've had to up my prices this year because there was a price hike, then I would. But, it's fucking expensive. And you gotta think, it's like, it's kind of magical that I could put drop a box off at an office and have it end up halfway across the globe in less than like a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. It's really funny, and I think we all take it for granted. And if $13 is that price, then I guess it's a little more than it used to be. Because I remember when I started, it was like $11 to ship to like the UK, and then now it's like $13.50. Shipping to like Australia and Japan, though, it's like fucking $16.75 or something.
Those ones went up. I know shipping to Canada went up a bit.
Yeah, it's like $12 or something.
Yeah, I remember that used to be.
I remember when it used to be $7.
It was $7.50 for a long time. This is making me sad. Nostalgia for
the shipping
lower
prices.
shipping prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, $7.50 to ship to Canada used to be it, and I would be like, wow, I can't believe I have to pay that. But then like now it's 12 or 13 or something. Like,
I would gladly take 7. It's not even going that far. It doesn't even have to take a plane. You can just on a fucking truck. I don't get it.
Did you used to fill out those customs forms things?
Oh, I used to do them by hand. When I was shipping, maybe at max, maybe 20, 30. I would do everything by hand. I didn't necessarily...
God. Those little, what are they, the S2 forms or whatever?
Oh, I fucking hate them. Well, the thing is, they got rid of those ones, and they got bigger ones now. They don't even have the small ones.
I had a bunch from the older... Like, the older ones were smaller and had less out, I think. So I kept those ones, and like I kept bringing them in. They're like, we don't use these ones anymore. I was like, well, I mean, can you use it? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, I've got a stack of them.
So, I'd rather fill them out here at home than have to, come. Because that's what we used to do. I used to live downtown Pittsburgh, and right down the street was a post office. I used to go there, and they always hated me there because I would bring like 20, 30 tapes every other week or something. Yeah. And I'd have to do them one by one because I'd print out the little their address, and U.S. ones weren't that bad, but the international ones, they have to fill everything in.
They had to type it into a computer. That was the worst. I remember I would have to schedule for like if I was sending like 5 international tapes, they'd be like, and I felt really bad.
I felt bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Like
it just got to a point where they were like, well, at least we've got your information stored in it, so like they could autofill my stuff, but like the other people, nope.
Yeah, I'm glad when I found out how easy it was to use PayPal's built-in shipping thing, and the thing is, like, when I first started, there was a lot of places you couldn't ship internationally, but they fixed that like a couple years ago, to where like you could ship anywhere, because Russia used to be a problem. I used to have to get that done through. I used to have to fill out the paperwork for that, because I used to have I think he still buys stuff from me. Like 1 or 2 guys from Russia just buying stuff, and I'd have to go there and I had to fill that one out specifically. And then another big thing was I used to just print out regular printer paper, and I used to tape it on the thing.
Yeah.
I found sticker paper and saved me tons in tape.
Yeah. For the printer paper, like the sticker paper, I mean, for the addresses, that's what I do too. But like, do you ever have the problem where it like jams your printer?
Oh yeah, I used to. I got a specific one that I used to use a lot on my old printer, but then I got a new printer and it started jam every time. I literally had to open up the back of it, because I've got a big printer. It's like a mid-tier sort of printer. And I had to literally tape. There's a little notch that like opens up to feed the paper in the bottom. So I had to literally tape that back so it stayed open all the time, just to get the thing to work. Because the paper I was using was edge to edge. And what I found worked better were there's ones that have this sort of there's a little bit of like the back of it, and then it's got like, I think I've got one right here.
Yeah, let me see because I've got the ones that I think right jamming every time.
Yeah, if they're edge to edge, I would suggest switching. I've got a whole ream of it right here. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see. I'll send you a link for these ones. They're on Amazon. I think they're like $20 for a ream of 1,000. Which,
yeah, I know the cost for this kind of paper. It's like junk paper, so they don't really cost that much.
I mean, $20 for that. Like, I used to get. I've got like 20 reams of paper from my old college. So I used to like just go to the computer lab and take a ream of paper.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The computer lab.
Yeah. Well,
at college, right?
Yeah, no, they had the computer lab right at the bottom floor of my dormitory back in, freshman, sophomore year, and I used to go down there like 2 a.m. when no one's looking, just take a ream of paper, because hey,
printing a report.
Printing a report. Yeah. Fucking worst thing though is fucking ink prices.
Yeah, ink is expensive. I see that.
And the worst part is,
it shows it on the front how much it's going down, and I'm like, ooh, ugh.
Every time I buy like the off-brand stuff, I always have to go through a hoop to get it to work, and it just fucking sucks. I hate it. Is this interesting to anybody? I mean, okay. What's going on in the chat? I'm sorry.
Of shipping. Someone asked how much is in a ream. What is that? A ream 200 something.
I mean, the ones I get are like usually I usually buy 2,000 at a time, and usually comes with 2 stacks of 500 in each ream.
Yeah, it depends on the thickness of paper, the mill, the GSM. If you're talking about printer paper, it's 500 in a ream. If you're talking about brochure paper, you could maybe do around the same 200. Like, it's. I never really.
Oh God, the prices went up.
Learn about like. I never wanted to learn about paper until I had to buy paper.
Yeah. I just
was
put in
like,
the.
I still don't want to learn about this.
I put the link in the voice chat. That's the one I buy,
Nice, dude.
and it never gets stuck. Like like literally, I would get frustrated. I would spend hours trying. Because you know what the
Put it
worst?
in the voice chat or the
The voice chat on the Christ chat. Because the worst thing of it all, was this was the time when I was using that paper was this, and having those issues was the same time I had to use my cell phone to ship stuff because the Bandcamp site it wouldn't load my orders online because I have such a large order history that literally the servers can't handle all my data. And I've had that same exact problem with my stats page on Business Casual for the past 3.5 years. I haven't been able to see any more than 2 months worth of data at a time on the Business Casual thing. Luckily, I can see like all the sales data still works on my phone, so I can pay out artists to do that stuff just fine. But I kind of want to see what my all-time stuff is, or between a certain point in the last year. I can't, and it kind of pisses me off.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I can't see my
handle that.
and I've messaged them multiple times. They say they got their stuff working on it, but like I don't know that they're working on it.
They take a long time to work on anything. Remember when they said they were gonna do a Bandcamp vinyl? Did that ever happen?
I think it did. I think that it's an invite only sort of thing.
Did you get invited? Is that?
Oh,
I did get invited.
Gotta dip out of here, boys. Congrats on the album release.
Yeah, well, hey, I appreciate you dropping by, even though it sounded like you didn't have any fun.
That's not true. I'm always
Yeah,
here.
remember that Donald Duck?
Yeah, I like that one the best.
Oh, whoa.
I always hate all the videos.
Well, hey, you just got a special brand.
It's true. All right, well, good night, folks. Like I said, again, congrats. It's dope. I've already heard it.
Woo! Good night.
See ya.
Well,
Just ordered the that paper that you were linking to. Back to more interesting.
Back to paper.
I know what you're saying. It doesn't go edge to edge.
Yeah, and that was the problem because it would gum up the roller. And
yeah, exactly.
I found that's what would happen.
It grabs harder. Printers grab harder at the beginning.
But I haven't gotten a single jam with this stuff. Only thing I've ever had issue with is sometimes, like if I'm printing like 30 things at a time, it might it might offset them a little bit. Not so much that they're like off the sheet, but like sometimes they're like not centered. If like
Yeah, you gotta have a pretty aligned printer thing. I've had a couple where it like prints and then it like the barcode goes across the thing. And I'm like, okay, and then I just have to do a realignment thing. But that's after like a lot of label printing. I'm interested to see if anybody in the chat is like ever excited about buying like inane stuff like paper or anything like that. Anything you're like, oh yeah, I can't wait for this to get here.
I mean, I was excited when my toaster came in.
Ooh, you got a toaster?
A very special I think I shared this on Twitter. I am a collector, and I have a love for the architect Michael Graves. Very postmodern architect and designer.
Graves. I'm looking it up right now.
He did the Portland building in Portland. And he's done a couple other
stylish
buildings.
Designs.
I know, and I've been collecting his
$80 for a coffee mug by Michael Graves.
I ended up finding a couple. I went to the local, what's it called? Thrift store a couple months back, and I found a crock pot in perfect condition from his like 1999-2000 collection for Target, and man, it was like $5, and it works perfect. I haven't made anything too. I made some mac and cheese in it once, and it turned out all right. But like, I've got a blender of his. I've got look at
That is awesome. That's actually really cool.
teapot. I love his very whimsical design. And I've now got a ton of stuff like that in my kitchen and even around my house. I have a clock somewhere. I don't think it's in here. I think it's in the hall. It's in the hallway. Whatever. But I'm just collecting his stuff, and getting a toaster in the mail was a very exciting. I was like, oh, it's here, a toaster.
I'm trying to think of any appliances. Exciting.
Another thrift store thing find was my mother has this big huge pot that she uses for like just about everything. It's great for like cooking like chicken or cooking, chili. It's great. I've been looking for a pot like this forever at like the thrift stores and flea markets and stuff like that because it's like a pot like that is expensive, and I almost bought one at like not home goods, like a Bed Bath & Beyond for like $80. I didn't.
Home good stuff like I mean, you can get a frying pan or a cutting board for cheap, but like when it comes to like the bigger stuff, it's harder to produce bigger stuff.
Yeah.
And sell it constantly.
But I went to the thrift store like 2 weeks later after that, and I saw the perfect pot. It was like perfect big like pot pan thing. Oh man, it was such a like, oh my, I saw it, I was like, oh, yes, this is what I've been looking for. Oh, it was great. I brought that home. I cleaned it all up, and I think later that week I made a big pot of chili. Oh man,
this is making me too hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry too. I had a
extremely famished. I had I don't even know. Food of some sort. Oh, I've been on a bit of a tofu kick recently.
Oh, tofu kick, huh?
Having a lot of tofu. Trying not to. I mean, I'm just trying not to eat as much meat. But that's just
Hey, I've got a ton of frozen stuff. That I've been, thawing out and cooking. Every other day if I can. I probably should make a trip to the grocery store at some point.
What do you do for groceries? Like, do you order online and then do curbside pickup, or you go into the store actually?
I live about like a couple blocks away from a giant eagle. It's like a ShopRite almost.
Oh, okay.
And what I'll do is at least these days, I'll I don't have a car, so I'll walk.
Yeah, I mean these days, I don't need to know how you.
Normally, yeah, no,
that's not interesting at all.
I'll walk down there, and I have rubber gloves. I have I have a box of those, and I've got some. I got some face masks. The first time I went in there with it, I was like freaked out because I was thinking like, oh, they're gonna think I'm robbing the place. But then I walk in there, everybody's wearing a mask. It's like, okay, no one thinks.
Yeah, it's so weird how that changed so quick. Like, I was wearing a face mask out there at the grocery store a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was like 3 weeks ago. I don't know, but it was like me and like maybe I would say like 10% of the people in there, and it felt weird. But then like the next week, it did not feel weird because like everybody had it.
Yeah. It's a freaky situation we're in. I don't know if it's really not that bad near me. I feel like people are actually listening to what they're saying, and they're staying indoors and they're not going out.
Do you have like for the area that you live in? Do you get like text alerts of road closings and power outages?
Sometimes it depends. The thing is, like, I have I still have my phone number from like when I lived in New Jersey, so And to be honest, I don't plan on changing it anytime soon. So I don't know that I'm really on their radar for that. To be completely
I
honest,
think you have to like opt into it or sign up.
yeah,
for it.
I don't. I literally have gone out. I think 2-3 times this past like month. Like the last time I was like proper like out was like I think second Wednesday of like March, and that was the last time I was like out. Yeah, the other 2 times I was at the grocery store and I came right back. I took a shower right after I got back. You know.
Oh, somebody on the chat's asking, how do you make your coffee? I'm interested in this too. Do you drink it?
I don't drink coffee. I'm
I don't know if
a
you drink
cola
coffee.
boy. You know.
Yeah.
I get my caffeine from my Coke.
Huh. Yeah, coffee's a lot of caffeine. I feel like soda is like maybe it's not as good for it. I don't know. Neither is good.
So soda is bad for you, and you know I drink it because it's tasty, and
Yeah.
to be completely honest, it tastes so good with so many different things.
That's true.
But to be completely honest, it's like I realize it's bad for me. If I stop drinking, I'd probably lose like 10-15 pounds, like like a month or two. You know.
Yeah, but Coke tastes so good. That's what I like to drink.
It's so good. It's just like I could drink Coke. I can't drink Pepsi anymore. I used to be able to drink Pepsi.
Yeah, I know. I don't know whether it changed or maybe I changed, but
I feel like I started drinking Coke. Well, I've always drank Coke, but like I started like drinking Coke more than Pepsi because I used to. My school was a Pepsi school. That sucked. So all the fountains, all the machines were all Pepsi, no Coke. Ugh. But maybe it's just made me sick of it.
Stranglehold on certain organization.
How do you make your coffee, 3D? Yeah, 3D Blast isn't here anymore.
I don't think 3D drinks coffee either. Actually.
Yeah.
Maybe he drinks a little bit, but I don't think he's like Java head.
I don't know if this counts. Every once in a while I get like a hankering for like Starbucks, like their frappuccinos. You know, those caramel frappuccinos. Oh, I don't know if that really counts as coffee because it's kind of like fake coffee. It's just sugar water and
Yeah.
coffee beans.
Yeah, but it's its own, like, that's why you have a hankering for that in particular, because it's its own thing. I just use for, I drink coffee, for, not regularly, but like every other day or so. I use a French press and just use, coffee grounds and, yep.
You know, it's one of those things. It's just like I can drink coffee, and I have drank coffee, but not without like more sugar in it than a cup of Coke. You know.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I have to put 10 packs of sugar
people
to
are
get.
always like, whenever I'm drinking coffee, they're like, "Oh, you drink your coffee black?" And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "Well, you don't know how much sugar I have poured into it." So it's like, yeah, it's black, but it's also white sweet.
Yeah, I just it's just not great. It's a fair bit of.
Yeah, and at that point, why not just drink soda?
There's definitely coffee in a frappuccino. Yeah, okay. I mean, I get it.
Coffee, milk, and sugar. Yeah.
Like, man. Now you got me thinking about coffee. Now you got me thinking of those frappuccinos. It's been like 2-3 months, 4 months maybe since I've had one. I haven't had one since like the fall. The last one I had was like they had like a fall edition frappuccino or something I had. But fuck, dude. Shit, now I kind of want one. And they're all closed. I mean,
I was gonna say, coffee is not essential, I don't think, so they're probably closed.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, is it though? I think, isn't Dunkin' Donuts still open?
I mean, I think they are, but
Food place. But both of them are, whatever. I wouldn't be out going to get food.
yeah, no, I get like I said, I could walk to the local Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't think I will.
Yeah. Somebody's asking about vinyl releases for your album.
To be honest, looking into the logistics of it, as far as finding a place to get it done, and one that doesn't ask questions about samples as blatant as mine.
Yeah. You were talking about this earlier, and somebody was saying, like, I think it was a hero was saying Sunpress. They don't ask questions. It seems like.
Yeah.
But they're also kind of hard to. There's a lot of it's hard to get the thing and get the album out.
I mean, with that, as expensive as they are, I don't know whether or not there is a big enough demand for it to make it worth going through all that. Because things, I shipped out 850 copies of what's it called? 100 Mornings. The Windows 96 release.
Yeah, I think I have one of those.
And that was hell. That was
vinyl worse than tapes for sure.
Well, the thing is, like, I got the easy mailer from, I think, Bags Unlimited.
Okay, yeah.
So and if you're mailing it like 1 or 2 vinyl, I feel like that's a great and simple, like, easy thing to pick up. They're a little more expensive than some other options, but you save on tape and you save on time and folding each box and getting them taped up instead of just folding them and have it the lip, sticker, whatever,
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that for shipping stuff. It's just the one where you have the rip off sticky thing, right?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to. I think it's called the.
I see. I think most people do that. Somebody's saying, "Show us your Graves kettle."
Oh, God, I could. I have to go get it. I don't think.
I was looking at that. It's very like.
You know what? Yeah, I'll go grab it. Give me 1 second.
That thing's awesome. Which of your albums do you think has the highest demand for getting a vinyl pressing? I'm seeing there's multiple people that were asking about No Lives Matter and what was the other one? Social Justice, whatever it looks like.
Okay.
Oh, I think you were just gone while I was asking that.
Oh, so yeah, I just got back. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, what do you think are the albums of yours that have which album has the highest demand for a vinyl pressing? People are saying No Lives Matter.
I would assume No Lives Matter, but
if they said No Lives Matter, I would assume.
Yeah. First of all, here's the kettle. Hey, pretty nice, right? Pretty sexy.
To see it in about 10 seconds.
Sexy looking kettle.
Behind. Oh, I see it. Oh, nice. What's on the whistler thing?
It's a little what's it called? Like a little spinner. So when it steams up, it starts spinning because the steam's popping through the little hole at the top. So, and then you pop it up to pour it out. And this is an original one. This was recently at Target reissued for like $50, which I bought it because I bought it, and then literally 2 weeks later, I would go to the thrift store. Here's the original one, the signature and all. Where's the camera? I don't see the signature, but the signature's on there. So, I mean, that's what I get.
Yeah, good design. Good design.
I don't even drink tea very often, but if I'm ever drinking tea, I get. But could call it? I mean, yeah. I could maybe if I really wanted to, but I don't think I will. I would, again, going back to the other question, I would assume No Lives Matter, but, like, I don't know. I feel like I would want to press Deep Dark Trench more than No Lies Matter at this point, because I feel like Deep Dark Trench is a better album than No Lies Matter from a technical standpoint, which isn't saying much. And is as impactful as No Lies Matter is for a lot of people, and you know, it's definitely a more universal album, I'd say. Well, but I really don't know. I really don't know. I've thought about it, but like, I don't know. So the video voices, I started to think that that's actually sound like.
Yeah, I've heard that a couple of times. That's weird. People think that I'm like, "Hey everybody, let's have fun," like like a weird.
Howdy there, partner.
Yeah, I just do. Well, I think that makes sense. I do voices in every video. My normal voice is this. This is my normal voice.
I mean,
yeah.
if you talk like that all the time, no one would take you seriously.
My voice will get stuck that way. So.
Are all these songs tone poems in some way? What is a tone poem?
What's a what?
Someone on Twitter asked if these were tone poems. I don't know if I've ever heard of a tone poem. A piece of work is usually a single and illustrates or invokes the content of a poem, short story, novel, painting, landscape, or other non-musical source. I mean, I guess in a way. I mean, actually, like I know one or two of these. I did have something else on top of them that I ended up taking off because, you know, I wanted it to be as sampleless as I could. Actually, I think I put it up on SoundCloud. The original, like, sort of draft. Yeah, I think it was Glick that I put on SoundCloud was sort of like a sort of testing of, I can't remember what song. I think it might have been Auto Scroll, maybe. Now I'm forgetting. I need to listen to it, but I can't listen to it and do this at the same time, so I'll just assume that. And they're not in the chat anyways. I don't know why I'm saying this. Whatever. I assume they were because I was talking about it, but I remember. Oh yeah, they're on Twitter. Sorry. What was the chat saying? I'm sorry.
Chat says, "Wiz is Alone Online a goodbye though? It's a goodbye, definitely."
Yeah. Toodaloo.
When I get it, I'm gonna do a video on it.
Yeah, I've got your copy. Right.
I ordered. I hope you read my comment on.
Oh no.
On the thing. It's nothing like embarrassing. I actually
I want you to sign it, and then I want you to draw a big diaper on it.
No.
A big baby in a diaper.
I ordered a couple for my friends that live around here that I'm gonna.
So they want to hear.
I want a big diaper drawn on mine. Yeah, that's more on brand. That's.
Yeah, I really do appreciate you helping me out and lending your voice to somebody who is as polarizing as I am. And to be completely honest, I think it is one of my favorite songs on the tracks on the album.
I have not listened to it since I sent it to you. I listen to my funny stuff. I don't listen to my singing.
Oh. I was well, you know what? Listen to it. It's on tape then, I guess. Or I guess if.
Yeah, I'll listen to it on tape when it's in the track list.
Okay. Well, now you got me worried because like you didn't say anything last time. I assumed you listened to it. It's like he's not saying anything because he wants to be nice.
When you
like...
sent I mean like when we were finishing everything up, yeah, I listened to it.
Okay.
Since then, I have not listened.
Okay. No, I think I said this when I pitched it to you. I wanted a voice that sounded kind of pathetic, and not to take it the wrong way. You
hit me with it. Come on, remind me.
In doing your voices, you've got that sort of little bit of patheticness to your voice. Okay, and
you all heard it here, folks.
like there's a couple other people
Pathetic.
who I was gonna ask, but they didn't sound pathetic enough.
Yeah, I can feel it.
And it's supposed
But
to
now
be,
that we're talking,
wear it as a source
do
of
you
pride.
really think that?
You're not.
I
You're
have
not
many
pathetic.
voices.
You're not pathetic. I'm just saying
I
your voice
know that,
can
you know.
sound a bit pathetic, and that's exactly what I was going for.
No, I understand.
I love
Chaz says,
seeing
wow,
you
you do
get-
him like that? You do the whiz dirty like that? No,
You,
no.
you do the diaper dirty like that.
You do that, too. No, I appreciate it. It was awesome getting a invitation to do that. I honestly, when you sent that, I was like, okay, so it's an album of all features.
No,
Like,
no, it's.
All right, well,
I
yeah.
I originally was going to do a song on, have someone sing on, what was it, American Burnout during the piano section of the second half of the song, but I just I couldn't finalize lyrics that I liked enough to really put that to send that to somebody to potentially be on, because it's supposed to be like this sort of where AOL is sort of a halfway point is the halfway point of the album, is sort of the bookend to the first chapter. American Burnout is supposed to be very much this sort of breakdown of this character from AOL, and I don't know. I couldn't finalize the lyrics that I wanted to sort of tell that story without getting. Cause I feel like I was a bit on the nose. Again, I don't write songs, and this is the first.
Thomas
What?
Melatonin wrote, "Are we seeing the end right now?" Mr. Pathetic breaks it off with John.
His voice has pathos. Is how you say
Weird,
it.
but my name's
Like
not
an
John.
artist. The concept.
I like that too. It's pathos. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's the comments. Who's...
That's
I love to see Noah's Matter. I mean, New Wounds get a pressing. Yeah,
I got a couple messages from people saying they really like the lyrics to that song too. And I have to say I'm glad that you were particular with the lyrics on there.
the thing is, just like again, I had it in my head a certain way, and I kind of wanted it to get as close to that without me actually having to sing it, because I sound like a freight train. I sound terrible. And I wish
add it to the what do you call it? Whenever you do like an extended release, deep dark cuts, dark new wounds. You can add your version, because it was. I mean, I just went off of what you sent. It was good.
Well, the thing is, like, I was just trying to get if anything, I was just trying to get the inflection of it off to you, because the way I had it laid out wasn't really what one might think when you see those lyrics and you hear the song and how they're supposed to go together, and I didn't want there to be confusion in that, so.
Yeah, no, it was super clear. It was actually like refreshing knowing how like in tune with what you wanted it to sound like was.
Like
I was telling somebody after you put the video out, they're like, "Oh, you're on it," and I was like, "Yeah, it was really awesome working with John, because like you had the most constructive from take 1 to take 3 or whatever, like feedback on stuff. Super helpful."
I just wanted to make sure that and also I don't know, it's very much a very new thing to me, so I wanted to make sure I was trying my best to make it as clear as I could, because I'm not very good at making things clear a lot of the time. Okay, what do we got?
Somebody wrote, "Mom still pays for the Xbox Live. Best part." That was one of the parts that you were like, "No, I want it to sound like this." And I was like, oh, "Okay."
I know I probably have the original recording somewhere.
Release the Zabelli cut.
Release the Zabelli cut.
When are we hearing the rare cut?
I mean, never. I think I already deleted it.
It's
on my old computer, anyways. If I still have it, and it's staying there. Like to be clear, it's just the same song, but it's just like, just like. I just want to thank you again for listening. Help. That's what I love, Joel. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody in here.
Yeah, people are nice.
I feel like people who put out their first album that's like entirely original after they do all the sample stuff, right? I feel like I shouldn't be getting any praise for this. Because I'm doing basically what everybody else has been doing, like, and then I'm just doing it worse than everybody else, and I'm still getting like praise for it.
I think it's strange that like, and I agree. Somebody wrote like it was worth like being a like such a let me start that over. It's strange that with the stripped back instrumentals, it's a high concept album with like a real story. I think that, going for that type of instrumental style really works for what you're trying to, what the story of the album was. It was like, that's why I was like, when I was trying to like sing on it, I was like, wow, okay, there's a piano on this. That's it. Like, I was like impressed with like, okay, you've got your musical message, like it's there.
If I'm good at anything, it's trying to get a story across. Maybe not the most beautiful way, or maybe not the most complex way. And I don't even know if the story is even really that complex in a lot of these cases. I'm not tackling deep political issues or shit like that, surface level stuff, really. And I don't know. What's the chat saying again? Can we hear this really cut? 10-year anniversary press. No. That's 10th anniversary press is not getting the Zabelli cut. I'm serious. When I unless I get like to the point where like, yeah, I don't care. You can have it. I don't think I'm gonna get to that point, to be completely honest. I wouldn't say
minimalism. That's what I was. I couldn't think of like the grandeur of understatement. Minimalism term.
I definitely, in working on this, was inspired. Philip Glass, Stephen Reich, Mr. Wazo. If you think about all of his music, it's very bare bones, but it's got such a impact to it for something that's as simple as just a little wah 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 or something like that. Feel like staring at a Discord chat, not engaging, feeling deep sadness and not being involved enough in a digital world. Which track? This is American Burnout. It's just why do I just walk through the album? Y'all here right now. Well, the thing is, I don't know if everybody's listened to it. I'm not gonna put ideas in people's heads just now. I want at my albums to be interpreted by people listening to it and not dictated by what I say it's supposed to be. I know what I've said about the cover, and the cover is the future that we were promised but never got. Sure,
I want that future.
That's the future I wanted, but damn if we didn't get it. But that's the sort of concept behind it. Is the sort of beginning. The first half is this sort of you're online and it's still this fun thing to be on. It's still this, open landscape and this uncharted territory. And the second half is becoming, this person who is entirely online, and that is their life, that is everything. There is nothing else. There's become no real interaction. And in the end, the only thing that's left is a ticking hard drive. I don't know.
This is unrelated, but I was watching Minority yesterday, and I was surprised that there's like no mention of. It's weird. Everything else is advanced, but they like don't. In Steven Spielberg's futuristic vision, there's no. I mean, I guess it is based on a Philip K. Dick novel, and there wasn't. It wasn't in the source, but like.
You're talking about the internet?
Weird. What's that?
I'm sorry. You said okay. Part of you cut out and say that. You said Minority Report. There was something missing. What was missing?
Oh, I was talking about Minority. It's a good movie.
Yeah, with fucking what's his name? No.
Tommy Wiseau.
No, fucking Cruise. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that. It's a fucking kind of freaky film.
Pretty cool.
You know what? There's like a weird time in like between like 1999 and like 2002 where you had those sort of movies that all look the same, like The Bicentennial Man was another one.
Robin Williams. I went into that thinking it was a comedy. Wrong.
No.
I was like, oh yeah, Robin Williams as a robot. This is Flubber all over again, baby.
Wrong.
Wrongo.
What was the other movie? The fucking another Spielberg movie. AI. That was the other one that like.
That's a sad
movie
too.
The thing is, like they all have.
Joe, what do you know?
They all have this sort of look to them. It's very much, sort of like a green palettes, cold colors, and just the future
the
is.
Coloring is super early 2000s.
The thing is, like I there's something about the color choice, the sort of coldness of the future. That was depicted then.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when in the late 90s, the switch to digital filmmaking and like the ability to color things, people really wanted to. I feel like a lot of directors were like, okay, well, I'm making it digitally now. It's already going to be colder than I'm used to making movies, and now let me just accentuate that with what we can do digitally. I was listening to, I think, who was it? Chris Stuckman was talking about Minority Report, and he said that they, in addition to the digital coloring, they like for some of the negatives, they like dip them in bleach to like make it even lighter and like even more cold looking. People were all about that like 2000s or cold look.
Yeah, it's. There's another movie, The Time Machine. I think it came out in like 1999, 2000. But there's a character
with,
in there.
Guy Pearce.
Probably. It's got the creepy blue guy at the end, right? Just a guy with long hair. Just like that face is in my head sometimes. It's just like it's such a striking, design for that character. But it still screams like that early 2000s. Like I could only see that character design then. I can't think of that design like any other time.
I'm pretty sure it was early 2000. Yeah, early 2000.
Like late 90s, early 2000s.
Twitter that doesn't make sense. Yeah. I'm searching for my answers on Twitter, which is not where you're gonna say anything.
Yeah, 2002. Yeah. Like
that was in the Guy Pearce boom.
Yeah, what was the character's name? Evil guy.
Was he like King of the Morlocks?
Morlock, yeah,
something?
Morlock, yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh, the guy with. Are you talking about the guy with like the long hair?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. I know
like
what you're talking
you know what? I bet you that was influenced by what's his face from Lord of the Rings. Wasn't that in 2002?
2001, 2002, and 3. Yeah, I think so. Lord of the Rings.
What's the character like I'm looking at this guy and I'm just like, it's just such a striking character design. Like even down to the sort of garb he's got going on. It's just like, whew.
Yeah, I also don't. I'm looking at pictures of like his decayed nose or something, like somebody without a nose. There's a lot of weird design choices from.
Oh well, you might be looking at a different one. I'm looking at
like one of the just regular Morlocks, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the superior Morlock or what. How the hell did we get on this topic?
Superior Morlocks. You were talking about how the age of disconnectedness through a network where we're all connected, feeling disconnected, and then I was like, I watched Minority Report, and there was no internet in that.
I mean, like the thing is, like, what if the world didn't have the internet? What if? Would we be in a better world?
Oh, this guy, I know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
Like I look at that design, I'm just like, man, wow. Okay, Rick Kubrick.
Yeah, that's like the cyber goth Valdo.
I'm sorry. You said Cybergoth. Who? Cybergoth who?
Valdo. He was a character in Soul Calibur.
Oh.
If anybody knows who Valdo is, you know. The leather strap.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the purple straps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Oh yeah, this dude. Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see.
Actually, I think Valdo's a little more over the top.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Jeez. Oh God, I'm looking at some of the newer designs. Like I remember him from what, like, the only one I had I think was 2 on the GameCube or PS2.
Yeah, that's the one I had too. Yeah.
He
just had a bunch of moves where he was on the. He had a weird move set where half of his moves were ground, and he just thrust his pelvis up. Very strange.
If there were no internet, there would be no Christ. And I mean, if there were no internet, I don't know where I'd be right now. I don't even know if I'd probably be here at this point. I'd probably be like alive, is what I'm saying. But I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like I could see my path to where I am now. Like one small thing like would have just changed my entire life. You know, butterfly effect style. You know, I remember the first time when I uploaded to YouTube and started getting into that, and that was huge. Like that first day was like huge for me. You know, that day ruined my life. YouTube ruined my life. No, I'm better for that.
I think YouTube has definitely is one of the biggest influences of the last 20 years for sure.
Oh my God, yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I used to maybe it was definitely like in the earlier days of YouTube. I uploaded private videos, but I was just like so stoked that there was like okay. There was a place
for it.
Sorry, what?
There was a place for it. Finally.
Yeah. It was like if I wanted to show somebody a video before, they would have to come over to my house and see it on my computer. And nobody's gonna do that.
The thing is, like,
I want to show you this video where I'm like pretending to be a pirate, and like, no.
I don't want to come over, Colin. Yeah. Stop inviting me over, Colin. I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah, but then they'd be like, "Oh, you got Rock Band or something, or guitar." I don't think I had Rock Band. I think I had Guitar Hero 2 or something. And then I'd be like, "Hey, look at this," and that would be right before they left, because I knew they would leave if I showed it to them right away.
Yeah. Oh, well, the one thing is, like, I remember, because I used to do like stupid skits and stuff, you know. Like I used to have a ton of videos on YouTube back in the day, and I just what's the word? I had a lot of fun making those videos as a kid, but I'm so glad that they are offline for good at this point. Because they were deleted probably back in like 2009, 2010 maybe.
Yeah, I went to go check. A lot of my stuff is like taken down, and I'm like, well, I don't have the files for that anymore.
I mean, it would be nice to go back and just, reminisce on simpler times. But at the same time, I'm sort of glad I can't, because that means no one else can.
Yeah, it's available for you. It's available.
I made the mistake because I've got friends in real life, and I went to college. I still have my old YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, and one of my friends literally downloaded and saved just about every single one of them. And every once in a while, he'll throw like a little viewing party for my friends of mine, and I'll just play my old videos. And I think he did it with everybody. Who's he? He's a archivist type of person, so he's always saving stuff, even though he doesn't have the hard drive space for it. And I wish he would just fucking delete it, but like whatever.
My brother, I think, downloaded everything. He's like that. He's like, I might want to watch.
I might want to watch Colin. Exactly.
It's like you weren't in the video though, so it's like, why do you want to watch it?
I mean, yeah, it's just it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know. It's funny like that. I feel like if anything, I'm just glad that I'm sad that I can't go back and watch them, but I'm glad that no one else can at this point. Those early ones, because they're just really cringy. I'm like what? This is like 2008, 2007.
I was just amazed back then that you could, like, with basic video editing software, you could add music to something that you're doing. And like, so I would be like, all right, we're gonna have a chase. I would make movies, like short movies, where I would have the songs pretty much picked out in my head already. I was like, okay, this one, I think it's gonna be about a pizza delivery guy that gets killed, and I know I want to use Dead Can Dance music in it. So I would like have that picked out before I had the story.
I think it's sorry. I think for me, like as a kid, like I didn't learn editing until I got to like my freshman year of high school, and that was after doing like the YouTube videos for like maybe 2 years already, and because I didn't even think that I could edit a thing together. Like it didn't even cross my mind that that's what people did, and so I would just like try to film everything in one shot because I hated because. At that point, like I was kind of using Movie Maker, and I was trying to get used to that. But then sometimes I wouldn't be able to export it because of certain reasons or something or another. Yeah, you could have 5 or 6 stories or just one. I don't have any soul.
Just
yeah, that's like one of the only surviving videos from before that, because I either deleted a lot of them or I just put them on private. Because again, my friends who have already downloaded them before I got the chance to do that. We just pull them up from time to time and make fun of me because I'm a kid and I'm stupid and I'm making stuff on the content on the internet. So I don't know. I'm sure everybody's had this sort of situation with with one friend or a few that are assholes.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard talking to I work with young people, and like they upload stuff online all the time, every day, and I'm always just thinking like, if only you knew. Like,
if only they knew.
That's gonna be on there forever, like.
Yeah.
And like I'll like talk to them about it, and they're like, well, we're just doing normal stuff. What were you recording? And I was like, no. I'm like thinking of myself in like a pirate costume with tights and a green wig, and like normal stuff. Normal stuff.
I dressed up as Michael Jackson and I made a video about on the day he died in what 2009?
5?
No,
Is that no 2003?
he died like 2009, I think 2008.
2009? I'm saying 2000, either 5 or 7. It was an odd year.
Yeah, 2009, June 25th, 2009. I remember that day. I heard it on the news, and at that point, I already made another Michael Jackson video because I just found out my Michael Jackson like a couple months ago, and I made like a little spoof video. It's like, "Hey, Michael Jackson!" I had like a wig and like a dad's old suit or something. You know,
Hey, I'm Michael Jackson.
I had the glasses, and I had like a fake nose thing. But then like on the day he died, I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm Michael Jackson!" I had a little green screen. I was like, I had a heart attack. I was like, "Oh, heart attack," and then I fall over, and then the green screen changed to like heaven, and it was like, "Oh, I mean, at least I'm not down there."
My god.
I remember getting so many dislikes on that video. Eventually, it got taken down because it had so many dislikes. Because the wound was still fresh.
Why.
But I got like 50,000 views on that video back in the day, and that was a lot back then. That was huge for me.
Why do you need to wait? Like, if you're gonna if somebody wants to make the video, why wait?
Dude, I was striking while the iron was hot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the kind to like have that kind of like I want to make that kind of video right then. But like I've never been. Whenever somebody does make one, I'm like, they pick the time to do it. That's when it happened. Like nobody's gonna go like 5 years from now when it's not too soon, using air quotes, and go like, oh yeah, this joke makes it's better now. It doesn't work now. It works best when the wound is open.
It was 2009. It was a different time, and he's very pale.
Somebody wrote Christ in blackface.
God,
Can I
dude.
get your archivist friend's email? What?
I mean, technically he is black. I guess I never thought of it like that, because I mean, he's always been at least from at that point, I knew him as like lighter skinned guy in like the Thriller Bad Days, and then he's like by the time it's like he's dead, he's like fucking a ghost. So, I mean, okay.
He's like the one artist where like I've debated with people now, like teens nowadays, and they like that is like an artist that continuously, and I think forever will be continuously polarizing, where you have to go, okay, the art from the artist, like, can you talk shit about this guy? Like, it's crazy how far people will go to to defend somebody if they really, really love that. Like, it's crazy.
What inspires my album cover, away from this subject? The internet,
Chris
really.
Chan. A lot of people have been writing Chris Chan. The Sonic guy?
Well, the thing is, like, that's a Deep Dark Trench cover. Is Sonic Chan.
About, yeah, I thought
Well,
that
the thing is, I think I mean in general. Like, the thing is, like, well, what are my covers? Let's take a look at the covers I got. Put my Bandcamp. Going through the main albums, we got Frasier Wave, which it's called
what
Frasier Wave.
inspired the cover for that? I
Frasier?
love Frasier Wave. That was the one when I met you at Tronicon. I was like, I want to get this one signed. Absolutely, like, I love that album.
Oh, you know what? It is definitely my quintessential vaporwave album. Even though I think 7 Years Later is a more concise album, and definitely has like my biggest song on there up until No Lives Matter, I guess. But like,
which one? Quivering?
No, I'm talking about 7 Years Later, which had Holy Ghost, the Dion flip.
Okay.
Like I think it's got what, like 30,000 plays on YouTube. I think it was in a playlist. No, it's not on a playlist. In a what's it called? I remember, what was it? Vice did an article on Vaporwave back in the day, and no, actually, I think it was the Quivering video that was in that playlist, or in that article, and that got me a lot of plays.
That's where I heard about like your music from.
What, really?
Yeah.
The Vice article?
The Quivering, the Quivering music video. Wherever somebody had shared me that song, and I was like, oh hell yeah, I like this.
Oh,
and I was listening to it with somebody in the car, and they're like, well, why does it keep jumping around? Like, why is this?
That's the point.
And I was like, that's what's cool about it. That's awesome. And they're like, I don't know, it's annoying. I was like,
I mean,
what?
I've tried to show my mother, some of my music in the past, and she didn't get it. Like, and I didn't expect her to. She's a very loving woman, but she's not afraid to say, John, I don't get it. This sucks. Can we please put on some regular music, please? Some real music. Thank you very much.
What is your mom like? What's your mom's real music?
Oh, well, the thing is, like, she was into disco, into sort of, 80s pop rock. That's where I get my genesis from. And then she was into, like 90s adult contemporary, like the early to mid 90s adult contemporary. And I don't know that she listens to too much new music outside of like the radio stations, but like I don't think she buys CDs anymore because I don't think her new car has a CD player anymore. So, but
that's weird. Cars are not adding them in.
But like some of the stuff that she listened to would be like a huge Bruce fan. Bruce, our Jersey boy,
I am a Bruce collector. I love Bruce.
I
don't know
Bruce.
whether it's so weird because when he was in our textbooks in growing up in Jersey, it'd be like, these are the famous people from Jersey, and there's like a part about Bruce Springsteen, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This guy looks stupid. Like I'm never gonna like him. But then like it's like just this trap that you fall in as a Jersey resident. Yeah, I'll listen to a little bit.
One thing is, it's just like he's like, he's just so good. It's like I love Bruce. It's been a while since I've actually sat down and listened to like some of his stuff proper.
I just ordered an album, a live performance. I don't know whether it's a bootleg. It's the London Odeon Theatre.
Is it a recent show
1978 or something? But like that's when I was like, okay, I guess I'm a Bruce fan because if I'm like looking for like
again
live show albums,
well, you can't go wrong with Bruce. Like because I grew up with, the sort of disco era, like Donna Summers and Diana Ross, of course, Sade.
Sade's great.
Sade's great.
And like it's so weird seeing the trajectory of disco artists. Like I tried to talk to somebody about this, and I don't know if the point was getting across. Like when you talk about artists going that last more than one genre, like being the zeitgeist, I think that is the hardest pivot of all. Artists that went from disco to like the time after disco.
You know what? Disco, I think, might be my favorite, like, dead genre.
Disco?
Yeah, because to be completely honest, I don't think we.
I do like old disco. I'm a big fan of like Italo disco music as well. But that's more electronic without like the soul kind of side of it.
Yeah, one thing is like the soul part of it is what really sort of makes disco.
Yeah, the diva aspect of it.
But what else I grew up? I grew up with Sting, the Police, Genesis. I said Peter Gabriel, Santana.
Somebody's asking, are you gonna post the album on Reddit? I was looking for it.
I mean, okay. I if someone else was to post it, that would be great because I think I posted so much on the Vaporwave Reddit that anytime I post anything, it literally gets no traction because I think Reddit's got a system where the more you post on one Reddit, the less votes the votes count towards it. So you may get a ton of upvotes, but it won't actually get a ton of upvotes. So if someone else wants to post it, be my guest. Make sure you tag it right. You know, put the what's it called? You know, the fan link that I posted on Twitter or whatever there. And maybe I'll get lucky and someone who has maybe like 1 or 2 posts on there will post it and it'll shoot up. Even though I don't know if people will consider Vaporwave, to be completely honest, only because it's so not what I guess a lot of people might expect from Vaporwave.
Yeah, but people post like Outrun music every.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But the funny thing is, you know, on my mother's side, I grew up with, you know, those sort of influences, the sort of, you know, disco, 80s pop, rock, and 90s contemporary stuff. And then on my father's side, I grew up with classical music. I had a lot of movie soundtracks to listen to, and a lot of, you know, your generic, you know, Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin,
Generic.
you know, your dollar store classical music, ones everybody's heard of, you know, but like, and part of me is like, that's like one of the sort of reasons why I was really able to get into these sort of minimalist composers like, you know, Phil Glass, Stephen Reich, what's his name? Julian something or another.
Julian something. There was somebody else I was thinking of. Something Adams or something.
John Adams, yeah. Some of John Adams' works is all right. I think it's just the monotony of some of these works, but they're done with classical instruments, which was, you know, it wasn't completely like earth shattering for me because I've heard stuff like that before, but like for me it was just really just it's like it brought like house music and classical music together almost, and it's sort of like, you know,
Phil Glass definitely has that sort of vibe where like more. It's weird because people say that it's that kind of minimalist feel is inaccessible to a lot of people, but like I think it's way more accessible than like but I think just people are kind of everyone has grown up hearing some classical music, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like they have that.
I think it's just the sound. It's the sort of sound that those instruments
Somebody wrote,
have.
"I'll post it for you now." Lol, it got removed immediately. They don't think it's Vaporwave. What the heck?
Are you kidding? Fucking Reddit. This is why I just don't even go to Reddit very often. Just because it's just so, what's the word? I don't get Reddit. Like, enjoy yourself. Pepsi has 696 upvotes right now. That's a fucking, it's like a 7-8-year-old song that everybody has heard.
Yeah, that's the worst
and
thing.
It's got
like,
154 comments. I mean, like, I stopped going here because the only stuff that gets upvoted, or the only stuff that even like people even post these days. Like, I remember when the Vaporwave subreddit was the place to be.
This is something I've seen multiple times.
This
exactly
certified hood classic. Enjoy one. Enjoy life. Take a load off. You know. I just classic. Cherry Pepsi was my jam. All-time classic. The upload is back. Yes. Okay, now I'm just roasting on these guys. But I'm sure the guy who posted this, like, you know, yeah, he's just a guy who's like trying to have a fun time sharing his a new favorite song they found that he like discovered.
Yeah.
Oh, I discovered St. Pepsi's "Enjoy Yourself." Look at me.
Oh,
you
I'm
know,
looking at there's a while I'm on this, there's a here thing. Nobody really. I don't hear many people talking about this guy, Iacon. You know, he's on that album. I've heard bad things about it. I mean, I know the guy, really cool. But that's cool that he's on that album. I don't.
Wait,
This is for the Nobody's Here compilation. That vaporwave documentary thing.
Oh.
No, it's weird though. You can definitely it's all marketing. You can make the product seem big as big as a deal as you want. Like I don't know who's in charge of that. Like that album, that documentary.
I definitely helped out with getting part of it done. Because
Did you do any interviews or anything for it?
Not yet. I was supposed to go to Essential and do some interviews there, but that was canceled, and everything else was canceled pretty much. So
yeah,
I tried to get in some of like the classic people that I knew, and was able to get a hold of to get business casual tracks on that. No Christ tracks. I didn't get asked, and I didn't offer. I should have offered, but like, I don't feel like I really am nearly as close of a classic sort of guy as some of these guys on here. I mean, but like Icon was big. Icon was big back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. Like maybe I felt like I just stumbled on it, but like I guess he was way bigger than I thought.
Well, I've been around since 2012, 2013. I remember when Icon was just started to pop off, and I remember like he was a big name, and
yeah, that one album I have, that's my favorite vaporwave album.
That fucking okay, it's the one. It's the best song on the album. It's the Hall & Oates flip. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one's so good.
I mean, the one that does that. Yeah, Hall & Oates.
But that flip is just so it's so 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Vaporwave stuff. So. Oh, hey! It looks like somebody posted on Reddit. I'm not supposed to tell everybody to go upvote it, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to go upvote it. But there's a post on there if you want to upvote it. I mean, I to be completely honest, I don't really care. But at the same time, it gets in front of more faces. Maybe people like it. Maybe people hate it. Maybe this is the true sequel to Social Justice Whatever, where it's a very polarizing album where you just like maybe you like it, maybe you hate it, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't really use Reddit very much. I use it for vaporwave and Conan O'Brien fan group. I just really love Conan O'Brien. I can't that's like a fun fandom. Usually I've joined fan groups before, but like unless the groups are fun, like sometimes fan groups are just not fun.
I mean, am I even part of a fan group? I don't think I am, to be completely honest.
I just like people on there post like random stuff that you would never see if you just search on Google. I guess like somebody post a shirt from like like just a picture of a shirt they have, and I'm like, oh, nice design. I wouldn't have thought to look for that. Like of like his late night show that he did.
Okay, I actually need to check some because I just checked the fucking fan link thing, and I clicked SoundCloud, and it took me to Cat Trumpet, You Are Not Alone, Sword Art Online piano collection, and I'm like, that is not it. I mean, I need to edit that. Where's that tab? Please don't have it still open. Nope. Okay. There we go.
Oh, I lied. I'm in a Persona 5 group too.
Oh. Well, the thing is, like, I think the only fan group I think I'm in is technically the JH401 and maybe the OPN one. Yeah, I'm in the OPN one. But to be completely honest, I'm only in the OPN one because he's actually in the server and he was like chatting about it earlier.
Oh, I should join now. I love OPN. Yeah, that was one of the. I think that's. I mean, I don't know if that counts as. Does that count as vaporwave? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Sleep Dealer was the first track I heard in that sort of style, and as soon as I heard that track, I was like, "What is this? I need more of this injected into my veins."
Yeah,
Okay?
there was an awkward family barbecue where I played one of the albums. Well, I had the record and I was like, "Look at this! Bet you think this is cool? Got a skull on it, like." And they were like, "Okay, you can play some of it." And I was like, "We'll play all of it." And my grandmother was like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is the worst thing ever." It was like, oh, jeez. What is that album called? I forget.
Replica?
Replica, yeah. And my brother was like, "I kind of like this. Can I listen to this later when nobody like?"
I
was
mean,
like, yeah,
well, the thing is, like, it wasn't even the entire album that I loved. Like, because I feel like I go back to it sometimes, and there are some parts that just hang a little bit more than I'd like them to. You know, I've heard Alone Online enough at this point. I can switch up albums on the playlist because I feel like listening to it now. If it'll
You're
load.
saying Sleep Dealer, right? That's what
Sleep Deal was definitely like the track that I heard and I was like, oh yes, please, I want more of this.
Yeah. That was about the time that like they were like
Well, the thing is like it's like boom boom boom. Like I think it's like it's out of sync with itself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really drawn me into it. Is because like it. I think it's like when you're. I once did like a audio set where I mixed from one song to this one, and the transition kept getting out of sync, but then it would get back to sync at some point. So it's just like it was fighting with the other track that was playing in the background. It was just like and to my ear, it sounded great. I know a lot of people would hear that and be like, ugh. But I mean,
such a good song though. I mean, and the sound, like the sonic texture of it is
it's a Duracell
immersive.
commercial. It's a fucking Duracell commercial. No, it's not a Duracell commercial. It's a I don't know why I keep thinking it's a Duracell. It's a Double Mint commercial. Or yeah. I let me see if I can find it. I know it's out there.
Double mint gum.
It's like this guy's talking to a computer. And the thing is, like, you can hear it. Like it's very much.
Sorry, is it a VHS? It might be.
Yeah, give me one sec. Sleep Dealer. Wrigley's Gum, a computer commercial.
Wrigley's, yeah.
You know what?
That coming off the heels of Witch House was, yeah.
Let's
Yeah, it was cool seeing that.
Let's
Yeah,
switch
that
to.
is the world that it came out into. Witch House. I was looking up recently Witch House, and like it is people uploading on. I look on YouTube for like who is uploading stuff just to get a like small sample size, and like there's nobody. There's like 2 artists uploading stuff that is like categorically Witch House.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, there was recently an album that put out by, what was it? Okay, well, here's the commercial.
Time for Wrigley Spearmint Gum.
Wrigley Spearmint? What is Wrigley Spearmint?
Well, it's pure chewing satisfaction.
Data, please. Cool and refreshing. Chewing enjoyment goes on and on.
Analysis?
Wrigley Spearmint is pure chewing satisfaction.
Yeah. So how come you never talked to me before?
Wrigley Spearmint is pure chewing satisfaction.
My God.
Wow.
I know it's. I know. Oh, still watching.
Why don't women understand this?
Oh, did I
Why
switch
is it
the
only my
thing?
computer?
What am I looking for? Just
Jeez.
game and chat. Yeah.
That's awesome. That commercial's awesome too.
Well, the thing is, like, I listened to it now, I would have like
sample.
heard it like in like some sort of passing at some point, and would not have thought anything of it. But you know what the craziest time ever like I heard a sample was? I was watching Labyrinth on TV, and I heard in the background the it's incidental music, and I was like, wait a second. Wait a fucking second. I recognize this sound from somewhere, and I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying to backtrace what the fuck I know this thing from. Have you ever heard of VHS Head?
No.
I don't know if it's something you'd personally be into, but you know I might as well put him on in the background while I'm thinking about it because this song just ended. He's like one of the like artists that like I it was this one.
Time is it in Pittsburgh?
It's just about 2. Yeah, we're on the same schedule, but
I
Oh.
recorded my work for tomorrow.
Oh, do you work
I
tomorrow?
uploaded at 12. Yeah, but I was excited about this. That's why I felt so bad about sending that Dondle. Yeah.
I mean,
I felt so bad. I still do. I'm
it's-
so sorry about that.
It's fine. You know, a lot worse things could have happened. I'm just glad I don't have a strike on my account because that was the one thing I was worried about.
Let's hope.
But it looks like I don't, and it's just the video got deleted, which, you know, again, I'm fine with that. Let's check the chat. It's been a hot second. Just all there. Just go down. Great rest of your night. Billie Eilish is my favorite Witch House artist. You know, it is just about 2 o'clock. I have been streaming since about 6, so that's a while. I might wrap this up in the next minute or 2. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate everybody in the chat being here for this momentous occasion, even though, you know, I'm sure you guys could have been doing a lot of other things. I mean, you could have been productive.
Right. Butter them up.
You could have been productive.
They've got stuff to do.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed. Or
Well-
will I? Maybe I'll go down to the YouTube. I'm gonna go visit the old YouTube.
Go visit
up
the
the pub or
old
something.
YouTube and binge myself on some classic content or something.
Yes.
Well, anyways, chat, I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. Hopefully, I'll be doing more of these in the
That's
future.
cool that you had people watching. Like we were just talking about random stuff.
I mean, like that's the sort of stream I'd like to do more often because I feel like just chatting about stuff is just it's fun for some people to just basically have an ear to a conversation, as well as I'm not very entertaining as far as, you know, content wise. So it's like, oh, look at me play Fortnite. I mean, I had a couple views then, but at the same time, I can't help but feel that everybody was really feeling that. Also, talking about live streams, just quickly reminding everyone, May 1st, Business Casual live show on the new Business Casual, or newly updated Business Casual YouTube channel. Right now, should be going our live 24/7 radio. So if you ever just feel like you're at work or on the computer or something, you just want some background noise or some background music to lighten your day up, make you feel a little better, just hop on there and have a good old time. So the Business Casual 87, I think is what it is, because it still has the old URL. I can't really change it at this point, but it's whatever. Anyways, with that, I bid you all adieu. Colin, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
It's always nice to have someone to riff with when.
Yeah, I don't know what
on a
you'd be
stream.
doing. What'd you be doing?
Well, I would have stopped hours ago if.
I'm sorry then. Yeah.
No. Okay, I would have stopped hours ago. As in, like, I would have stopped.
Would have been in bed, asshole.
I know. I probably would have stopped around like 8 if I didn't have anybody with me, because I was only planning on going live for a little bit and just have a little bit of fun. But, anyways, thank you guys.
People in the chat, do you
Yep.
think John could rock a nose ring? Because I was thinking about that. I think he could.
I mean,
I
as
really think John could have. Like,
as
a
cool
dick
as
nose
that could be, I
Just saying,
really
you could pull it off. You don't have to do it.
as cool as cool
Oh,
as
you
it
said
would
it,
be,
I
as
have
cool
to
as
do
I
it.
would look, I'd be like, you know, pop the collars like, pfft, look at this doofus over here, eh?
What?
I don't know. It's 2 o'clock.
Turn into an asshole when you got a nose ring.
I turned to, hey, Morty! I turned myself into an asshole. Actually, before we leave, speaking of assholes, speaking of Ricks, this has been sponsored by Pringles. Pickle Rick. See, we even got the Pickle Rick banner going on right now.
I was wondering what that was.
But this stream has been sponsored by Pickle
Eyebrow
chips,
ring.
crisps.
Somebody says eyebrow.
Eyebrow ring.
Those things are painful, I've heard.
Yeah, well, that as well as I barely have any eyebrows. Like, I mean, like, look at how light they are. Like, they're there, but they're just so light.
People.
No, yeah, nose rings change people.
Oh, those are real? I thought you mocked that up. That's real? Wait, is that a mock-up or is that real?
What?
The Pringles, is that real?
Yeah, they're real. They're real Pringles.
Damn.
I mean, like,
So
they were
sad,
good.
but-
I like pickle flavored.
Are they
chips.
pickle flavored?
They're pickle flavored.
I love pickles, so.
They're actually like pickle flavored chips are really good, to be completely honest. Like, they just got a little bit of pickle. Okay, it is 2 o'clock. I'm calling it there.
I dragged you into that 5-minute ring.
Hey, nah, that's fine. It gives me another chance to say that we are sponsored by Pringles Pickle Rick flavored crisps. Gotta make sure to.
They're not gonna be too happy that the thing got taken down.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's like there goes her $10 we were paying John to shill the Pickle Rick Pringles. and just for everybody, this is the same one I've had here since like a month ago. There's no chips left, of course, but I'm keeping this. I'm gonna keep this thing, and it's gonna be the sponsored, our sponsor for till the end of time, or until I end up losing this thing, or something happens to it. Trash day comes. Anyways, I bid you all adieu.